Russia, February 1959. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers vanished deep in Russia's Ural Mountains. More than 6 decades later, what happened to them remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. Inside the tent, investigators found the group's belongings untouched. Everything suggested they had left in extraordinary haste. Came the most unsettling discovery. The tent had been cut open from the inside. The footprints told a story no one could explain. They led away from the tent, toward the darkness. Some were made in socks, others with bare feet. Far from the frozen slopes of the Ural Mountains, another ordinary winter day unfolded across the Soviet Union. The expedition was led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. Every member of the team was experienced in winter mountaineering and understood the challenges of extreme conditions. Their destination was Otorten Mountain, one of the most remote areas in the northern Ural Range. The journey demanded endurance, discipline, and careful preparation. Their journals and photographs captured moments of optimism. Nothing in those early days suggested that their expedition would become one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. As night fell over the mountain, the weather began to change. By morning, everything would be different. When the group failed to return on schedule, concern quickly turned into urgency. Family members requested assistance, and volunteer search teams were soon joined by military personnel. On February 26th, searchers located the team's tent on the eastern slope of Kholat Syakhl. At first glance, the campsite appeared strangely abandoned. Investigators soon noticed something unusual. The tent had been cut open from the inside. Personal belongings, boots, heavy winter clothing, cameras, and supplies remained inside. Footprints leading away from the campsite stretched toward a nearby forest. Some appeared to have been made by people wearing socks. Others seemed to have been barefoot. Nearly 1.5 kilometers from the tent, investigators made another discovery. Beneath a large cedar tree, they found the first 2 members of the expedition. Evidence suggested the pair had attempted to build a small fire. Despite their efforts, they were unable to survive the freezing conditions. Over the following days, 3 more members of the group were located. Each appeared to have been moving back toward the campsite. The remaining 4 hikers would not be found until several months later, after the snow began to melt. The investigation had only just begun, and with every new discovery, the mystery became even more difficult to explain. With the search now underway, investigators arrived at the campsite to document every detail. What they found would transform a missing persons search into one of history's most perplexing investigations. Investigators carefully reconstructed the campsite exactly as it had been discovered. The tent had been pitched on an exposed slope, far above the shelter of the forest. Every measurement and observation was carefully documented before the investigation continued. The reconstruction helped investigators understand the scene, but not the events that had unfolded there. The group's journals painted a picture of confidence. They joked, laughed, and carefully documented their journey. Nothing in their final entries suggested they believed they were in danger. Investigators also examined the weather conditions that night. The mountains were unforgiving. Powerful winds and freezing temperatures made survival increasingly difficult, but the weather alone could not explain everything they had found. Inside the tent, investigators found boots, clothing, food, and cameras. Everything the group should have taken with them. Every discovery was carefully documented. Photographs were taken. Evidence was cataloged. But instead of providing answers, each report raised new questions. The evidence seemed to contradict itself. Every answer uncovered another question. The deeper investigators looked, the more elusive the truth became. Eventually, the investigation came to an end. The official case was closed, but the mystery was far from over. Official investigation had come to an end. The case was officially closed. But the unanswered questions continued to fascinate investigators around the world. For more than 60 years, countless theories have attempted to explain what happened. Yet none has answered every question. The most widely accepted explanation is a delayed slab avalanche. Researchers believe a compact slab of snow may have formed above the campsite, creating hidden pressure beneath the surface. According to this theory, that pressure may have become strong enough to force the hikers to leave their tent. Supporters argue the group escaped quickly, intending to return once the danger had passed. Yet the evidence found at the scene would later raise serious questions about that explanation. Another theory points to a powerful natural phenomenon known as katabatic winds. These powerful winds occur when dense, freezing air rapidly flows downhill under its own weight. Supporters suggest the worsening conditions may have convinced the hikers to leave the tent temporarily. According to the theory, they expected to return once the winds had eased. However, no definitive evidence has confirmed that katabatic winds were responsible for the tragedy. Another theory points beyond the mountain itself to the geopolitical tensions of the Cold War. Some researchers have suggested the hikers may have unknowingly entered an area used for classified military testing. Reports of unusual lights in the night sky further fueled speculation, though their origin has never been conclusively. Despite years of investigation, no publicly available evidence has conclusively linked military activity to the tragedy. Like many theories surrounding Dyatlov Pass, this explanation remains possible, but unproven. One theory suggests the mountain itself may have produced something impossible to see, but powerful enough to affect the human mind. As powerful winds passed over the ridge, they may have generated extremely low-frequency sound known as infrasound. Although inaudible to human ears, prolonged exposure has been proposed to trigger anxiety, panic, or an overwhelming sense of dread. Modern researchers continue to study whether these rare atmospheric conditions could have existed on that winter night. But despite growing interest, the infrasound theory remains unproven, and the mystery of Dyatlov Pass endures. Over the decade, the Dyatlov Pass Incident inspired countless theories, books, and documentaries. Among the most widely discussed were reports of unusual lights seen in the skies around the time of the expedition. Others suggested the hikers may have encountered a legendary creature, said to roam the remote wilderness. For decades, the Dyatlov Pass Incident has inspired countless theories, books, and documentaries. Yet its greatest mystery remains unsolved. As public fascination grew, speculation expanded far beyond the available evidence. Decades later, modern researchers returned to Dyatlov Pass with new technology and a fresh perspective. Advanced terrain modeling and weather analysis allowed scientists to examine the mountain in ways that were impossible in 1959. Computer simulations recreated the landscape, snow conditions, and environmental forces that may have influenced the expedition. These studies offered valuable new perspectives, while also confirming how complex the mystery truly remains. Yet despite decades of research, Dyatlov Pass continues to challenge scientists, historians, and investigators alike. Everything began here. The tent remained. Its occupants did not. The footprints suggested neither panic nor confusion. They simply walked away. They reached the forest, built a fire. Then, something changed. Some remained by the fire. Others were found far deeper within the forest. No one knows why. One question remains. What happened between the tent and the forest? The investigators left. The mountain remained. Winter returned. One snowfall at a time, the mountain reclaimed every footprint. Time buried the evidence, but not the questions. One witness never spoke. More than 6 decades have passed, yet the silent slopes of Dyatlov Pass remain almost unchanged. Today, a quiet memorial stands in honor of the 9 hikers whose final journey continues to captivate the world. Despite decades of investigation and scientific study, many of the questions first raised in 1959 remain unanswered. Perhaps the mountain has already revealed everything it ever will, or perhaps its greatest secrets have long since disappeared beneath the snow. What happened to the Dyatlov expedition may never be known with complete certainty, and perhaps that is why this mystery continues to endure.